All right, good morning, guys. So this week we are looking at measurement. We didn't get into this while we were at school, so this is something that we would have missed. So we're going to try to cover it now. Nothing too horrible. We're going to look at length for 15.2, okay? And then for 15.3, we're going to look at weight. So this video will be only for 15.2. This is probably going to be the easier one. So first things first is, what is length? Okay, so I'm in the Go Math book right now, and the Go Math book describes length as the measurement of the distance between 2 points. So the best way that I can tell you to remember this is anything that you've ever measured with a ruler, okay, tape measure, ruler. If you've measured something to see how long something is, you have done length, all right? Now, this is customary. Customary is what we use in the United States, and customary is going to be inches, feet, yards, and miles. Okay, inches, feet, yards, and miles. Metric is when you get into meters and millimeters and all that kind of stuff with the metric, the millis and the decis and the kilos. Okay, that's metric. But for customary, this is what we use in the United States. So if you look at this chart here they have for you, nothing too bad. I mean, literally there's three things to look at. The only thing they don't have is miles. So you got a pretty easy job for this today. The only problem with customary is you've got some strange numbers to memorize. So like here in my ruler, okay, this is a 1 foot ruler. It is a 12-inch ruler. So in 12 inches, we call that our foot, okay? 1 foot, 12 inches, and that's called feet for plural. So if I have more than 1 foot, then I have feet. So if I say I'm 3 feet tall, I don't say I'm 3 foot tall, I would say I'm 3 feet tall. Yards, okay, a yard, 3 of those feet. So 1 yard would be 3 feet. And we've talked about these yardsticks before. Yardsticks are 36 inches and they represent 3 feet. So 1 yard is equivalent to 3 feet. And then since I'm going to draw a little mini picture here, since we have a yardstick, okay, and if this is 3 feet, so we would have 1 foot, 1 foot, 1 foot, okay? And since we know that a foot is 12 inches, this would be 12 plus 12 plus 12. So that's where the yard for 36 inches comes from. So the whole key to solving these conversions is multiplication, okay? Multiplication is going to be your best friend on this. And I hate to tell you, division is also very, very useful on here, okay? So it's all about the units that they tell you. So don't look at the numbers first, look at the units. And when I mean units, I mean the inches, the yards, the feet, okay? And if you look here, like this first example here, and by the way, I'm on page 529. Let me write that on here. Page 529. Okay, so if you look at this here, I have 3 feet and I'm trying to get this to inches. All right, now I don't have you in class right now, so I'm going to show you something. This is going to sound kind of silly, but just go with it. This is something that I was shown from a teacher a long time ago. Big to small, multiply all. Small to big, divide the pig. And I know that sounds crazy, but just go with me for a second and just watch what I'm trying to tell you. So remember how I just said that looking at the units is a big deal. Looking at the units, okay? So this little saying will tell you, once you figure this out, the secret to it, it'll tell you, do I multiply or do I divide? So what you want to know is, what did they give you? So if you look at this first one right here, they gave me 3 feet, okay? And I'm trying to get to inches. So they gave me feet. A foot is a bigger unit than an inch. So they gave me big. They gave me a bigger unit. I'm not even looking at the number. They gave me 3 feet. They gave me the feet, which is a bigger measurement, 3 feet. And I'm trying to get to the smaller unit. So for this one right here, I'm going big to small. So since I'm going big to small, I multiply all. So big to small. So then you come over here and you go, okay, well, I'm going from feet to inches. So I'm looking for anything that goes from feet to inches. Well, this one goes yards to inches. Nope, that's not it. This one's yards to feet. Nope, that's not it. Okay, feet, inches. Here we go. So if you look here, there's a multiplying rule of 12. Each one of these things is worth 12. So since I now know that I'm going big to small, multiply all, I'm going to take the thing that they gave me a 3, and I'm going to do it times 12. So 3 times 12 is 36 inches. And if you look, I just drew a picture of that. So here's my 3 feet. In inches would be 12 plus 12 plus 12. So 12 times 3 is 36. Okay, let's do another one. All right, this time I'm going yard. Remember, I'm not looking at the number. Now, it is important to look at the number because they gave me this over here. The number tells you what they actually gave you. Because if you look over here, there's nowhere to start. There's nothing inches. I don't have this answer yet. So they actually gave me this yard number. So I'm going yard to inch. Well, that's yards are the biggest one I have. So this is big to small. So I'm going from a big unit to the smaller size units. Okay, so inches are smaller. And if you look over here, I'm looking for something that goes yard to inch. Yard to inch is 36. So one of these things is 36. So I know that I've got a times 36 rule here. Then go look at what they gave you. Well, they gave me 5 of them. So I can go take 36 times 5, do my multiplication, which is 30, 15, 16, 17, 18. So in 5 yards, that is 180 inches. And think about that. That makes sense because if I have 5 really, really long yardsticks, that's a lot of inches. All right, let me show you one that goes backwards. So look at number 4. Number 4 is different because they gave me an inch. Okay, they gave me inches. Now remember, I'm not really worried about the number right now. They gave me inches and they're wanting me to go to yards. This time, they gave me a smaller unit and I'm going to the bigger unit. So this time I'm going small to big, which is divide the pig. And the pig doesn't mean anything. It rhymes. Okay, so this time I'm going small to big, divide the pig. And all that does is it's a saying, it tells you when to multiply or divide. So small to big, divide the pig. So I'm going small to big. So this time I've actually got 72 as my number, and I need to find the relationship between inches and yards. Okay, so I'll come back over here. Inches to yards, inches to yards. Here's inches to feet. Here's inches to yards right here. Okay, so inches to yards. There's 36 inches in one of these yards. So really what I'm doing here is I'm taking 72. Now we don't know how to divide by 36, but that's what I would be doing here. But if you just think about this, they're not going to give you something that hard. I need to figure out how many 36s it takes to get to 72. Well, that's not that bad because I bet 36 plus 36 is 72. Let's make sure. Yep, it is. So that means 36 goes into 72 2 times. So here's what that means. That means that 72 inches just equals 2 yards. Okay? I'll do one more of these so that you can see the division here. Let's do another one that's big to small. No, small to big. Here we go. This one will work. So 9 feet. So 9 feet, I've got a foot, and I'm going to yards. Even though feet are pretty big, yards are still bigger. So this time I'm still going small to big. Divide the pig. So I need the relationship between feet to yards. So feet to inches, no. Yards to feet, bingo, there it is. So yards to feet right here. So if you look, my relationship number is 3. So they've got a 1 as 3 here. So take what they gave you. They gave me 9. And I know that the relationship was 3 because I'm going yards to feet. So I do 9 divided by 3. And I know 3 goes into 9 3 times. So that means that 9 feet is 3 yards. Now look, if you can't figure out my little strategy here with dividing the pig and multiplying, it's okay. You can draw these also. So if I drew just a line like this, okay, and I'm still looking at number 5. And let's say I did 9 feet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, I think that's 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, good. And it doesn't have to be perfect. So if you look at this, here's 9 feet right here. Okay, not picture my 9 feet. And I'm just drawing a picture. 3 of these makes a yard. So I could come in here and I could circle them. So there's a yard. Here's a yard. And here's a yard. So drawing picture disease works really well too. So you can see I drew me a little picture. I had my 9 original feet and I circled of 3. And each group of 3 was a 1 yard. Let's look at the back real fast. And we'll do a couple back here. All right, so I'm on page 530 now. Let's try number 12. We'll do 2 of them. Number 12. All right, Haley has a 5-foot long extension cord, and she wants to know the length in inches. So look, they gave you feet. They gave me feet, and I'm going to inches. And just think about this. I'm going from feet to inches. The foot itself is the bigger measurement here because the 1 foot is the whole ruler, and the inch is the smaller measurement. So if you think about this, they gave me a bigger measurement, and I'm going to smaller measurement. So I'm going big to small, which means multiply all. And I remember from the front page that 1 foot is 12 inches. So that means I've got a times 12 multiplying rule here. So since they gave me feet, and I know I'm multiplying now, all I need to do is 5 times 12, which is 60 inches. Now, once again, if you don't like my little strategy here, draw it. So I'm going to draw 5 feet. So I'm just going to do me a little bitty skinny line here. And I'm going to try to chunk it up into 5 pieces, which means 4 cuts. So 1, 2, 3, 4 cuts. And they don't have to be perfect. Just try to get it where there's 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I know that each one of these is 12. So all I got to do is put 12 in here. 12 plus 12 plus 12 plus 12 plus 12, which is 60 inches. So there's not just one way to do these. And really, honestly, drawing these, it's a really good way to do them. All right, we'll do one of the multi-step ones, and then we'll say that's it for this lesson, because this one's really not that bad. Let's just go straight down, number 14. A roll of tape is 50 yards long. Okay, so we know 1 roll of tape is 50 yards long. How many pieces of 2 inches can we cut? So they're wanting little 2-inch strips, and we know that we're going 50 yards. Now, you have to remember that when we're going to start to do real math here, we can't have yards to inches here. We've got to convert probably these yards here to inches. So we need to see how many inches is in 50 yards. So I'm going to go back to my chart back here, and I'm going to look for anything that talks about inches to yards. Okay, here we go, right here. So 1 yard is 36 inches. Okay, let me go back. So we know 1 yard is 36 inches. So we're going to need to know that for this problem. That's important. Now, it's telling you that the roll of tape is 50 yards long. Okay, so we need to get this 50 yards converted to inches. So if I know I have 50 of them, and each one of those is 36 inches, that's going to be multiplication. Okay, so let me multiply this out. Nothing. 6 times 5 is 30. Second row, add a 0. 3 times nothing is nothing. 3 times 5 is 15. Add both of my rows together. 0, 0. Move my camera. There we go. 8 and 1. So this actually makes sense, because a roll of tape, that's a lot of tape. So the roll of tape has 1,800. Now we just converted yards to inches. So we have 1,800 inches of tape. Now we got to go back to what they wanted here. They want to know how many 2-inch pieces are in 1,800. So here's my second step of the problem. I need to take the 1,800, which I just figured out, and I need to find groups of 2, which just means divide by 2. So I'm going to bump it, and I'm going to cover it. I'm going to use my ruler to cover. All right, here we go. Does 2 fit into 1? The answer is no, it does not. Scoot over. Now I got the number 18 because we didn't use the 1. And I'm going to put my multiplication symbol on top of my 2. What times 2 gets me close to 18? Well, I'm lucky because 2 times 9 is exactly 18. So that worked out pretty good. 0 left over. And then here's the fun part. Drop the 0. It's still 0. 2 doesn't go into 0. Add a 0. Scoot it over. Drop the 0. We've still got 0. 2 doesn't go into 0. 0. And my answer was there's going to be 900 pieces of tape. Guys, this one's not bad. Just you got to think before you do your math, okay? I hope you have a good chance with this, and I hope you have no problems going through this 7, 8, and 9 here on the first page. Just try to answer the question the best you can, okay? You're probably going to be a lot better off by just filling out this chart. And if you fill this chart out right here, it's going to help you a lot. And since you're going feet and yards, I know 1 yard is 3 feet. 2, and you're doing a times 3 rule here. Times 3, times 3, times 3, times 3, times 3, times 3, times 3. That'll help you. If you get this chart figured out here first, it's going to help you with these questions right here. All right, guys, good luck, and we'll see you in the next video.